Hey, everybody. I just want to say hi to everyone. I am going to bring Tammie up because I have Tammie here as well. Now, we are going back to Watts Island, and what I don't know about this case, Tammie does. So I've asked her to join me while I do this series. I am going to be doing this every Wednesday. It will be Tuesday for the ones over the ocean because we're in the future. But yeah, so who have we got here? Let me see. Hi, Tammie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Okay, we've got Judo here. Welcome. Spirit Time. Of course, Tammie. Aussie Girl Jen. Hi. Beautiful Kaz. Mrs. T. Matt. Just going down. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Jenna. Elizabeth. And yeah. Still coming down. Hi, Molson Man. You're another one I'm going to want to get up here too because you know a lot about this case. Okay. Hi, everyone. So as I said, I know a lot of people have looked at this case. I do have some folders on my show already that has a lot of the interviews. So if you do want to see anything that we show, it is on my channel separately. But we do want to try and come and present it. Hi, Van. I do ask that everybody just looks at this with an open mind. We know the narrative of the story, but do you know what I mean? Like any case, we don't know the full answers. And I just want everyone to keep an open mind as you're looking through it because we are going to point out the things that Ellie probably doesn't want us to show you, but it's going to be all pointed out throughout it. So we're just going to start. I want to start it with showing why we're here. So I know some people in the chat haven't, well, they know of Chris Watts, but they don't know the whole story of what happened. Obviously, the narrative is that he confessed to all of the murders, but let's just look at it with an open mind and see where we go. So I'm just going to show a bit. This was just before the murders when they went on a holiday and they were at the beach. So it's Shannan, the two babies, and Chris at the beach.
So this is the girls' first time to the beach. And they're running from the ocean. Warm up period. Lucy wants to go, but she wants Bella to go with her. Come on, girls. Come on, Cece.
I think this was 2 or 3 weeks, wasn't it, before?
Yeah, I think it was about a week or two, yeah.
Come on, Bella.
They came back from this holiday and then she went straight to Arizona.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think by memory too, don't hold me to it, but I think this was the girls' first time at the beach too.
Yep, it was their first time visiting the beach. It was, yep. Oh, so cute.
I do miss the Caribbean Ocean where it's clear and blue. So I miss the Caribbean and all the Caribbean Ocean. It's crystal blue. The water is actually warm. Come on, girls. They're scared. This is their first time to the ocean. Cece wants to do it, but she's really wanting Bella to do it with her. She's getting braver and braver. You gotta be careful though, because then she's not gonna let go. Come on, Cece. Come on, Cece.
It's funny, when I watch this, I actually think of my granddaughter because she's around the same age. And
Just my
Right.
dad. My mom had to work and she had an appointment, so it's my dad and the girls, and Chris and I.
I remember when I first went to the beach, I thought I was sinking because of the feeling that when the water goes under your feet.
yeah,
Mm.
definitely something I missed since we've moved from the coast.
Come here, Cece.
But it is so
I'm about to
cute
go
watching them
chillax
trying
on
to
the
run.
beach. It's a beautiful day today. It's kind of like an overcast, so it's kind of like a nice breeze. Humid. My hair's a frizzball, but it's gorgeous. I like it because it's not too hot.
Look at those babies.
Oh, that's so
Come on, girls.
beautiful, innocent.
Go get him, Cece. Go get Papa. I'm coming. It's not teeth, baby. It's
Okay,
only
so
my
her
ankles.
parents were there as well.
Oh, I think she said her mum was at an appointment. I think it's just her dad, Chris, and the girls. And
And
Okay.
they all.
Well, they were on a holiday at the moment visiting Shannan's parents. So, people that don't know, they did go. Shannan went up there for 6 weeks, and Chris joined them for the last weekend, I think it was.
Get it, Cece.
Yeah.
Go in the water.
he was due to be there for the last week, but then they left early or something.
Cece, come here. Get it, Cece.
So good. Yes, I know. Elizabeth's just mentioning now about how they thought
It's their first time.
Nicole
Catherine.
Kessinger was on the blanket
They've
in the
never seen the ocean.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Little
point out
salty,
too
Cece?
before. Because Chris is looking over there quite a lot.
That's hilarious. Alright, you guys.
So,
We're gonna go and play with them a little bit. She's starting to get brave, as you can see. She's splashing in the water. Whoa, Cece! Whoa, Cece! Hey, Dad! Dad! Frank! She's getting brave. Oh, I know. We got a really nice condo here too. So it's literally, I would say less than a block away, and it has the, I guess I don't know what they call it, the lake or whatever behind it. So there's many turtles that are stuck out there. So the kids are enjoying it. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna get some pictures of the kiddos, and you'll see later. Girls, Papa's coming. Go get him. Oh, there's a wave. There's a wave. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, you got much.
Go get it, Cece. She didn't like it too much, but it doesn't face her. It's Bella that would react differently. Cece is obviously fearless.
Yeah, this was at South Carolina when they went up.
yeah.
Most man just said it's Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. If we get anything wrong, I'm sure Molson Man will correct us because he also knows a lot about music.
Bella, relax.
Yeah. He can correct me where I'm wrong too. It'll be good.
It's actually really, really warm, the water. I'm also only
Am I the only one that when I see footage with Chris with the kids, I always look at his hands? How could you do that?
Cabo. So you'll see a different ocean there, crystal clear. Lisa, you having fun? Yeah? Pop up.
Name is Taylor.
Pop up teaching her to ankle. Big old Ella. Oh my goodness. You're okay, Daddy's got you. Alright everybody, we're gonna hop off. I'm gonna take some pictures of the girls.
Okay. So I'll remove that one.
That's
So
really
yes,
sad.
so that was when they were at the beach. That was, as I said, I think it was about a week or so before the murders. So basically the narrative was that Shannan came home on August the 13th at 1:48, and I am going to show the doorbell footage of when she came home. So because Shannan was selling Thrive, she was actually away that weekend. When they came back from North Carolina, she left and went for the weekend to a conference for Thrive. Nicole Atkinson, who is another one that you'll see her play her role. She was with Shannan at that conference, and she brought Shannan home. So they did get home at 1:48, and we have the doorbell cam of her coming in. And I know Tammie just mentioned to me, and I want you to notice just how far out this doorbell is actually catching Shannan when she's coming in. And we'll explain more later why we want you to watch that.
Yep. You went a bit far forward with it.
Oh, did I? Hang on.
Yeah, because it's just her walking up the steps. Oops.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you can see, like, actually from about where that grass is, Jimmy, you can quite clearly see her coming in.
Exactly. For me, I find that sauce. Excuse me.
Okay. So that was when Shannan come home. Now, I am going to say, Jimmy, as we don't know, but there are people that also don't believe that was the Campbell footage. There is people that have spoke about it actually being another camera being taken, like another recording of it, but we're not sure. I just got to think, what did I... So the doorbell cam. So after that, the next morning, basically no one heard from Shannan, what was very strange because Shannan was always on her phone doing her Thrive. She was always contacting her people from very early in the morning. She did have a doctor's appointment early the next morning. So I do have, and I'm going to play the 911 call. So it was Nicole Atkinson who dropped her off, and the next morning it was Nicole who rang 911.
It was that morning. It wasn't the next morning because the next morning would have been the 14th. It was that morning of...
Later that day, sorry, on the 13th, because I keep thinking the next. No, thank you for correcting me. But so she came home at 1:48. This was the next day, I believe, about lunchtime. The call was made.
A friend of mine, I dropped her off at her house at 2 in the morning last night because we were out of town together and we were on the way back from the airport. And she's having issues and she's pregnant. And I haven't been able to get a hold of her this morning. And I've gone to her house and her car's there and stuff like that. But she won't answer the door. She won't answer phone calls. She won't answer text messages. and I'm just really, really concerned. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning, and she didn't go to it, and I don't know what to do. I've called him and talked to him, and he said that she went on a play date with her other 2 daughters, but, like, if she went on a play date, they're both in car seats. Why would she not take her car?
Perfectly understandable. Do you happen to know her address, Nicole?
I'm at the Shannan outside the house. It's 2825 Saratoga Trail in Frederick. And then I said, like, Chris, can you just come home and check to make sure she's okay? Because the shoes she wears every single day are right inside her door. And he was like, yeah, I'll be there in 3 minutes. Well, that was 45 minutes ago. And I called him and asked him again, can you please come home? And he's like, I'm 45 minutes out.
Okay. Nicole, I'll go ahead and call in. I think you could please repeat your address to make sure I entered correctly.
2825 Saratoga. It's SARCOGATR.
Okay.
The thing stands for trail.
Thank you. And can I get a phone number that you're calling me from? Area code first.
970.
Thank you. Okay, Nicole, tell me exactly what happened.
So, we were out of town for work, and we flew in last night. Our flight got delayed, and I dropped her off at her house at 2 in the morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant, and she wasn't feeling well over the weekend, and she was very, like, distraught and out of the sorts because her and her husband are having issues. So, I was concerned because she wasn't, like, eating or drinking and stuff like that. So then this morning, I was like, let me know if you need me to take you to your doctor's appointment because you're not feeling well. And I have called and texted. I've come to her house. She's not answering the door. She's not responding to text messages, phone calls. I've had other friends reach out to her. None of us can get her to respond to us. They have 2 little girls that are 3 and 4. I mean, there's no movement in the house whatsoever. And he states that she didn't take them to daycare and was going to go on a play date, but they're both in car seats and her car is here.
What's her name?
It's in the garage. And I'm like, well, huh?
What's her name?
Shannan Watts. It's SHANANN Watts, WATTS.
Do you know her date of birth or how old she might be?
Oh, if you would have asked me that, I would know it.
That's okay. If you just know her approximate age, that's
He's in her mid-20s, early 30s.
Bear with me here one moment. When was the last time that you heard from her?
When I dropped her off at her house, I watched her, made sure she got in the house. That was at 2 a.m. It was actually 1:55. I literally lived like 5-10 minutes from her.
And her vehicle is it parked in the garage?
Yes. It's a light Lexus.
Okay.
And I probably, because I was concerned, I know I don't want to get a doctor's office in trouble, but I went to the doctor's office because I've been used them as doctors, and I said, I know you can't give me things because of HIPAA, but can you just tell me if she showed up at her appointment this morning? And the lady was like, no, she did not.
Okay. Is that's unusual behavior for her to not show up to her doctor's appointment?
No.
Okay.
No. Pregnancy, like, she was so excited and then got blindsided from her husband that he wanted to separate a week ago.
And her husband's name is Chris?
Yes, his name is Chris Watts.
And he told you that she went on a play date today with
The girls.
Okay.
Yeah, but their 4-year-old. And she told me last night when we were driving home, she's like, the morning's going to suck because I have to take the girls to daycare tomorrow. And I made the statement, well, you could keep them home with you. And she's like, no, that'd be more exhausting. She's like, I have to get up and take them because I have a doctor's appointment at 9.
Bear with me here one moment. I'm just typing this information in the call here.
And I'm not trying to cause problems more between them. I just want to know she's okay. Give me 1 second and I'll look it up for you. It is 910-850-3286.
Okay. And Chris told you that he was on his way.
Yes, I just talked to him. Well, I talked to the engineer. One of our other friends did via text because I was going to the doctor's office, and she said he would be here in about 30 minutes, and that was at 1:08. And then I called him and said, Chris, I'm at your house. I'm not trying to cause drama or anything. I just need to know your wife, okay? I was like, where are you? And he was like, I'm on I-70. I'm about a half hour to 45 minutes out. And I just said, okay, and then I hung up and called you guys because I'm just worried.
Okay, Nicole, what kind of vehicle are you in right now?
I'm in a white Dodge Dart.
Okay. Alrighty, we do have a call in, Nicole. We'll have an officer come out that way as soon as we can. I would just advise you, to not try to make entry into the house or anything like that until the officers can get there. In the meantime, if you do hear from her, just give us a call back and let us know, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
2825 Saratoga Trail of a party who's checking on a friend who's pregnant, who's not answering the door.
So that was the 911 call. So that was done around lunchtime. It was 12:10 that Nicole Atkinson was actually at the house. She was waiting, and I'm going to show. So the first body cam, and we're only going to go through one today because they are quite long. And I know Jenna's not. I know Jenna hasn't known this case, but I'm sure there's other people. So we're going to go through it slowly. There are going to be parts that me and Tammie want to point out, so we'll be pausing it. And if anyone in chat wants us to stop or slow down, just yell out. So she was at the house, and these were the first police or law enforcement that turned up. The sound will come in. So it was 1:40 when they got to the house the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Hi to everyone coming in. I am keeping an eye on chat, but I'm trying to watch this as well.
How you guys doing?
Brother?
What's that?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
How you been?
Hi.
You Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. So what's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
All right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9. And I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. And she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking. And we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shannan since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle in his work truck.
Okay. That's what I'm asking. There's
She
not
took
a...
the girls and went on a play date, but they're 4 and 2. She went on a play date. Why wouldn't she take in a car? They're both in car seats. She had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9 and she didn't go to the doctor's appointment.
Okay. No answer on the phone. Husband's on his way.
Supposedly, but he said that 30 minutes ago when I called him again and he said he was 45 minutes out still. And I know the code to the door.
You do?
I do, but there's a thing on it. There's a, no, it'll, even Chris knows you can do it. There's a, they have the thing flipped up here.
Oh. What about the garage door?
I don't
Is
know.
there...
The alarm goes
Do you mind calling him and seeing if we can get a passcode to this and get me permission to go in?
Okay.
I'm just gonna check the back, see if I can see anything.
You see, this is where it's different because in Australia, if you're pregnant,
Right. I just want to look in all the windows and make sure I don't see anything out of. Do they?
Exactly. I'd like to know how they knew that her the car seats were there.
Mm.
Oh, it doesn't?
Even by touching the windows without gloves on, they could potentially be contaminating evidence.
Mm-hmm. And no one's yelling out. These are the things that I find crazy. If you're at a house, like I know they're still outside, but you'd be yelling out their names. You'd be trying to get them to
Exactly.
see if they're
Exactly.
inside. At the moment, they don't know where they are. And as I said, like I said it while it was going, but the other thing, it's where the laws over there are different because in Australia, if someone is pregnant or has any kind of medical condition, the police and law enforcement actually have full permission to go into a house. But over there, it's different and it's only the owner can actually give them permission. So that's why they're not, that's why they said they're not trying to get in. And they don't actually check all the windows either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see signs of.
Yep. I've got to have more.
So Elizabeth just mentioned too, we're not hearing Dita bark. So there was a dog in the house and later on we do hear it, but at the moment someone's keeping that dog quiet because later on when we hear, and he just, even when we do hear him, he goes quiet. Whereas if it was a dog in a house, it wouldn't just go quiet like that. So it's another thing to keep your ear out for is Dita.
Or unless I get consent from him to go in. Because it could be grandparents came and picked him up. You know, it could be a lot of things. She left her phone. Her phone's dead.
And it doesn't change anything even if they are pregnant.
No, I mean,
It's different rules, but they're all about the
yeah,
same.
you've got your Fourth Amendment rights to the house.
Yep.
I can't violate that.
Yep. Told her.
That's why.
She's like, "Go break down the door." I'm like, "No, they won't."
No, not. I mean, if I saw her laying on the ground, something like that.
You saw signs of a fight or anything?
Kids were. I could get a hold of the kids. No, mom's not answering.
Can't do much.
I got nothing right now though. How you doing? You seen your neighbors today? No? Okay. Oh, we're just trying to get a hold of her. Sounded like she wasn't feeling too good and
Nate
pregnant.
plays a very important role
They're
in
just
this.
concerned.
No, I know he works in the oil field, so he's on certain days and off for.
You didn't see her today though, any outside or anything?
Her at all.
Okay.
That's not anything.
Right.
Where are your gloves, dude? Seriously.
No, but to be honest with you, that's out of the ordinary. Usually when it's hot out, he usually doesn't put out
In the Mouse window. So that window actually leads down to the basement. stop this one. So we are going to go backwards a bit as well when we talk about this, because you're going to find like the timeline started obviously when Shannan came home, but there is so much that happened prior to that that we're going to go into. But this window with the Mickey Mouse one, it wasn't locked, I don't believe. Wasn't the lock broken or something? I'm
I
not
think
100%
so.
sure. Yeah, but I know that Chris did use this. So while Shannan was away, Chris was using this window to get in and out so that the surveillance system wasn't picking him up. And it actually leads straight to the basement, what had a bed in it. And Chris did claim that he was sleeping in the bed, but I personally think he was up in the big one. But yeah.
Yeah, ditto.
And he stands there for so long just looking at it.
Yeah, it's like they had to reprogram his brain.
And then no glove gets me every time. Wow.
Did he just say shit?
Hey.
I thought I heard the police officers just go, "Oh shit!" No, I've got to climb over something else.
How am I going to get in?
It was a beautiful home, though.
Tell me about it. Gorgeous. The kitchen's my dream kitchen.
And they're all really big homes over there. You don't get that in Australia. We don't have homes.
Yeah, and the backyards, and there's like other people have pointed out, there's no privacy in the backyard at all, but I mentioned that when he mentioned it.
So that's another thing with ours. And I have noticed over there in a lot of these, you look at a lot of their yards and you can see straight through. Well, there's barely any back fences and you can see straight through them. Whereas in Australia, it's a lot different. We put fences up like sky high. And Jimmy, you don't want to be watched in your backyard. Mine are like that because of my dogs, but we've all got big fences.
We value our privacy here in Australia. Especially if you have a big house like that, you know.
Is there a key code, Sandy, to open the garage from the outside? What is it? Because Mom's going to get it.
Okay.
So Nicole Atkinson is talking to Shannan's mum. If you have headphones on, I think a bit later you do hear her talk, but that's who they're referring to. And another point I do want to bring up is that Mrs. Rusek, instead of like the morning of that they went missing, she was actually calling the childcare at 8:30 in the morning to see if they were missing. And we've got to remember it's now, well, it was 1:40 when the first officer arrived at the house. So that's who's on the phone with Nicole.
And don't forget, sorry, she also mentioned for them not to tell anyone that she rang. So that for me is a bit fishy. Like, why wouldn't you want people knowing you called? You're concerned about your daughter, you're concerned about your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Strange.
It would be hard. Like my daughter lives 2 states away. Do you know what I mean? I keep putting myself in this situation too. It would be so hard for
It would be.
Sandy. Like my heart goes out to her as well.
Definitely.
Well, I can't go
They
in,
are very
but if
similar.
they allow you to go in, I have to have the property owner's permission to enter.
Okay. Well, he's the property
Well,
owner.
Chris told me Shannan was at her girlfriend's house.
Do we know who that is?
Do we know who?
Or phone number?
He didn't say.
When did he tell you that?
Chris is acting funny. I don't get it. What did he say?
He told me that Shannan didn't take the girls to school this morning because she was going to go on a play date, but her car's here. And then he told Abby that Shannan left the morning.
I always wonder why he always knocks at the door and why he doesn't use the doorbell.
Hmm.
The doorbell will get more attention than a knock at the door.
I do both. If someone's got a doorbell, I ring it and knock.
Also, if you ever come visit me and I get a doorbell and I hear a doorbell and a knock, I know it's good enough to go.
What's Chris's phone number?
The driveway.
They have the top lock, the one that they have on there so CC can't escape. Chris's phone number.
So at this time, they have contacted Chris. He was at work in the morning and he's now on his way back to the house. So
Number is 910-309-1702.
Okay. It was Chris, correct? Okay.
Can you hang on? I just got to point something I've never actually noticed before, which is weird.
Yeah.
Sorry.
no, you're right.
How is it that Chris and this Nicole did not get along at all? So why would she have Chris's phone number?
Probably just because
No.
it was Shannan's partner.
Probably.
There's people that has Spirit Time's number that are just friends with me, and in case I don't answer my phone, what's a lot of the time they yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, don't be sorry.
Nelson Man's just asked if you and Spirit Time are coming to America.
We are.
I'm reading chat.
That's all right. Yes, we are. We're just so we'll just go off this for 2 seconds and I'll just explain. I am waiting for surgery and we're coming after that. We want to move back to Queensland and then we're going to come for a trip over. Good news is I am now going to the medical panel. So just because work cover has refused my surgery and I still really need it, we're going to the medical panel on the 30th of this month. So I do ask everyone to pray for me and keep your fingers crossed that I can have my surgery.
Yep.
And we're going to move back to Queensland and definitely we are coming over to see everybody. So
Visit Adelaide first. Hello. No one comes to Adelaide. It's funny. Oh, that's all good.
Because that's where Spirit Time's kids are. So
Sweet.
But yeah. He wants that breaking meal Malta, man. I mean, if that was my best friend, I would be banging on every window and screaming out.
Exactly. I wouldn't be just
Chris,
standing there
Officer
watching
Conrad
the
for the
police
police
officers.
department. Pretty good. So, do you have any idea where your wife is? Okay. Right. What my concern is her car's here. They're saying she is diabetic. I don't want her if she's upstairs and can't respond. Okay. About how far out are you? Okay. All right. Thanks. Dispatch. for Ignite one.
You can't enter the house unless you see signs of.
I just want to touch on that. Marcy said, so Marcy actually was friends with Shannan.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, Marcy, my heart goes out to you with this case. I know it must be terrible watching people go over it. We are going to do it as respectfully as we can. But she's just saying here that Chris was different before he met NK. So for the people that don't know about the case, NK is Nicole Kessinger. She has lots of names and people call her lots of names. She was having an affair with Chris, and I fully do believe from what I've seen that Chris idolized Shannan until he met Nicole. So that's, I definitely agree, and it breaks my heart. But yeah, I do believe he changed after he met NK.
definitely.
Okay.
And if I say it, sorry, I just want to say something too. Sorry, who was it that said that comment that was friends with Shannan?
Marcy.
Marcy, if I happen to say anything disrespectfully towards this case at all that upsets you or anyone else connected to this case, I apologise up front because I'm very outspoken about this case.
We are, and you've got to realise a lot of us have been around this case for years now, so we do have our opinions and that, but that's all they are. Do you know what I mean? As I said, my heart goes to all of them.
Oh, definitely.
Shannan and those babies did not deserve to die the way they did.
I agree more.
Yep, I've got to have more unless I get consent from him to go in.
Why are you calling out Nick?
It could be grandparents came and picked him up. You know, it could be a lot of things. She left her phone. Her phone's dead.
It doesn't change anything if they are pregnant.
No, I mean,
It's different rules, but they're all about.
You've got your Fourth Amendment rights to the house.
Yep.
I can't violate that.
Yep.
That's why.
Go break them. I'm like, no, they won't.
No, not. I mean, if I saw her laying on the ground, something like that.
You saw signs of a fight or anything.
Kids I could get a hold of the kids. No, mom's not answering.
Can't do much.
I've got.
Did we just go back?
I got nothing right now, though.
Oh my God! Did you just read what Marcy wrote? Sorry.
How you doing?
No, you're right.
She goes, "It's okay. I've been through it the last week. One lady said she deserved it. That's
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry you even had to hear someone say that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That is
horrible.
sickening.
People who cover it should do it respectfully because you shouldn't speak ill about the dead. Like, do you mean those Shannan, especially those two babies? Those two babies were so innocent; they did not deserve. Do you mean as Shannan as an adult? And I know people have different opinions whether it was her or whether it was Chris or what. Do you know what I mean? It's just no one deserves to die, and especially not this way. It was horrible. Your partner is someone that you're supposed to trust. Your home is supposed to be somewhere where you feel safe. And that's the biggest part that breaks my heart. But I'm so sorry, Marcy. You shouldn't have had to go through that. But please, if you do think we're being disrespectful, please just say something. Okay.
Sorry, because when I read that,
seen your
I was
neighbors today?
bored.
That's all right.
No? Okay. Oh, we're just trying to get a hold of her. Felt like she wasn't feeling too good and pregnant, and they were just concerned.
No, I know he works.
Yeah, she was 15 weeks
You didn't see her today, though, outside or anything?
with a little boy.
Okay. Right.
See, by putting his hand there, he could have easily contaminated fingerprints.
He should have had gloves on.
The moment that the 911 call was taken and they said, oh, they're having issues, that's the moment that they should have said, gloves straight away.
Yeah. We'll have one backwards. I mean, they don't even try and open that window.
No. They should have been wearing something over their feet just in case there were footprints in the gravel.
Yeah.
Well, 2 prints. Right?
I know it's just a wellness check, but you still think they'd be yelling out and
Exactly.
I think too because we're used to Australian laws and they would be
True.
trying to get it.
Did he say shit then?
He did.
Yeah, it's like, I've got nothing to rest on. Get up.
Pick that up before.
Why didn't he knock on that window? Or did he? It's probably the most exercise this cop's ever done since boot camp.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think she's diabetic, to be honest with you.
Oh, is she?
Something with her blood.
That
Well, how would
I
you-
don't get how he said she was diabetic. Marcy,
Yeah,
do you
like
know if Shannan was diabetic? Because I don't think she was.
No, I don't think she was. Because if she was diabetic, she wouldn't be able to do half the things on Thrive, because I think a lot of the things with Thrive have a lot of like sugar in them. So she wouldn't have been able to do them. It might have been like pregnancy diabetes, but how the hell would the neighbour know that?
Yeah.
And then when Chris is asked about it, he acts all like, oh.
So there, Marcy said no, she didn't, and I didn't think she had.
Yeah,
But-
thanks, Marcy.
Obviously, he tells them that.
Yeah.
What would be more reason for the law enforcement to actually take action too? Because if they're being, okay, she didn't have it, but if they're being told that she's a diabetic, do you know what I mean? It's more reason that.
It's more reason to get to the front door and basically boot it in. Because she could be unconscious somewhere.
My
Yeah.
mom knows.
Hi to everyone coming in. I see.
Yes, hello, everyone.
Is there a key code, Sandy, to open the garage from the outside? What is it? Because Mom's going to get it.
Okay.
This is her parents.
Mike, what's the key code of the garage? Sandy's house. The cops are there. Number one.
Well, I can't go in, but if they allow you to go in, I have to have the property owner's permission to enter.
Something's going on.
Okay. Well, he's the property
Well,
owner.
Chris told me Shannan was at her girlfriend's house.
Do we know who that is?
Do we know who?
Or phone number?
He didn't say.
When did he tell you that?
Maybe if
He Chris is acting funny. I don't
Sorry, there's something I find very
told
weird is
me-
the fact that when. Sorry, I'll wait till you pause it. Sorry.
That's right. I just went back a bit. Yeah, go.
What I'm curious about is what was Nicole Atkinson talking to her mum about, Shannan's mum, about before the cop came out, and when she noticed him, she was also like, oh, shocked, like deer in headlights, and then asks for the code. For me personally, if that was me ringing on to concerned about a friend, even if it was just an acquaintance, I would be asking, I need the key code. I wouldn't be rambling on other stuff, whatever that may. I'd love to know what the phone call was about before the cop came back into view for Nicole Atkinson. What was she saying to him?
Yeah.
Because that'd be what I'll be panicking about. I'll be like, for example, if this is going to be, I'm sorry to bring you up, and if Dan went missing or you went missing, I'll be there saying, hey, what's the code, Spirit Time? Like, or what's the code there, Emu? Come on. I'm at the house. I need to know what the code is. I wouldn't be there waiting until someone was in view of me, of law enforcement, and then go, oh, by the way, what's the code?
Yeah.
You know, I would be asking that constantly until one of them gave it to me. And how long after, or how long, sorry, before this happened, did the keypad thing break? And did Chris do anything to it?
Yeah.
Because
Told
it's a
me
bit
that
strange.
Shannan didn't take the girls to school this morning because she was going to go on a play date, but her car's here. And then she told Abby that Shannan left the
Yes, that's something that we all believe.
I believe that.
What's Chris's phone number?
They have the top lock, the one that they have on there so CC can't escape. Chris's phone number is 910-309-1702.
Okay. It was Chris, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you're feeling a bit better, Van.
Yes, I told her not to come, that she had to rest.
Yeah,
She's
that's
found
what I
it
said to her on the other night on my channel, but she came up and she did that Elvis thing. So,
Hey, Chris, Officer Coonrod for the police department. Pretty good. So, do you have any idea where your wife is? Okay. Right. What my concern is, her car's here. They're saying she is diabetic. I don't want her, if she's upstairs and can't respond. Okay. About how far out are you?
Now, I don't know this. This is only my opinion. But Marcy said a minute ago, and I know a lot of us do believe that NK was in the house at this time. I don't know if you can't see my cursor, but up the stairs, and there's like where the rail ends is the room that we believe NK was in. So some of the views, I'm not sure exactly which one. It does actually look like there's a hand coming out of there. But I do believe NK was in the house. Because again, you're not hearing Dita. You've got to remember Dita was in the house. And
yeah,
we're
because
not.
I know that we're not at that part yet, but there's a video later on when after Chris has been arrested and Dita is in the house running around like a mad thing. And he's going absolutely mental. So you've got, I'm not trying to be disrespectful with chat when I say it, you've got to pay attention to that as well. Because at the moment, there's someone knocking at the door, calling out, and Dita is mute. Yet there's people that went to the house as they were even approaching the door before they even went in to go do the thing after Chris was arrested. Dita's going mental before they even knock at the door.
I still believe Dita was just trying to tell them like what happened. Like that's, if dogs could talk, he would have told us all.
Oh, if only the Dr. Doolittle was real. This is when we need his special.
Okay, all right.
But yeah.
Thanks. Dispatch for 981. He states medical. This female is diabetic. Unknown if she is home though. Husband is on his way. He said like 5 minutes. So he's about here.
You still should have heard him though.
Exactly.
He told one of my mom's friends that he was on I-45, so time we were told the mom called again, he said he was still on it and had to wait another 45 minutes. So he's just been giving us false times and everything. And we know he's been lying because his stories aren't adding up.
Right.
Tell everybody different stories.
And do we have, like, her parents' phone numbers or anything we can call them to make sure?
She's not close to him.
Oh, she's not?
Not that. No,
Okay.
she still talks to him and everything, but they don't know any of the codes to the house or anything.
Well, I was just thinking maybe they were watching the kids, or she was visiting them, or they don't. Okay.
Thanks for posting that, Van.
Okay.
And I really hope, Van, you're watching this from bed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see
Yeah,
anything
forget
out of place.
about
I'm not
that she's in
hearing
bed.
kids. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, and all of her stuff is here, and I set off the alarm by trying to open the garage forcefully, and that didn't work. So, and their alarm's one of the ones where it goes off and it feels like it's making your ears bleed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Such
she
a
was in
good
there.
one.
She should have heard it.
Yeah, she would have while she was sleeping because they have little things on the wall on every room to go off.
What's Shannon's number?
It's 910.
And I set off the alarm. I'm assuming you probably know how loud the alarm's going. It's pretty loud.
Sorry.
That's kind of weird.
Another thing I just want to point out too while we're watching it, please
Mhm.
notice how much the neighbor is hanging around and places that he is.
Yeah. There's also footage on the on the body cam where I've pointed this out before, but it's been so fast and quickly dismissed. There's a part when he looks down the street directly opposite the Shannan's home, and what happens is there's a white car that almost looks like the car that when I'm not going to call her name, NK and Chris went on holiday. The car looks very similar to that. Chris arrives home and that car disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you've got to, and I'm going to keep these up. So if at any time someone wants to go back and have a look, just you've got to look at the little things like that, the cars that are around, who's doing what. I know I've seen these multiple times and I still pick up things every time I go through them.
Yeah, and you also got to listen to when Chris is doing his interviews with the news people. Listen to a lot of the things he does say, especially the one when he's standing out on the driveway. There's a few things that he does say, which is, in my opinion, and my opinion only, agree or disagree, but he points out, sorry, is it okay if I point out something in a later video that you're going to show? All right?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
we're
right.
going to do that.
Yeah, he points out that there's no cameras out the back. Now, my question to all of you is, why would he find it necessary to point that out?
And if people know, like, so the area out the back at this time, they were just starting to build. I know now it's all built up, but there wasn't a lot of houses out the back at this time.
Exactly.
They were only just starting to build.
And the lights upstairs.
850-3286.
I understand what you're saying.
I love how you're highlighting comments I'm reading. It's good. I don't know how you know which ones I'm reading. That's spooky. Don't be sorry, Jenna. It's completely fine, doll.
I don't hear the phone ring or anything.
Yeah, the neighbor has
Yeah, she did.
a camera system,
Mm-hmm.
and he said because we have one story. She's with a friend right now.
I know she did. Like Nate's mum does live in the house now. Nate has moved out. And yes, she did write a book, but there's also another channel, and I will find the link and I'll put it in the comments of this one if anyone wants to go and watch it. Maxie is another channel that has done a lot of the paranormal on this case, but he also did an interview, and I will try and see if I can find it, and I'll put it in the description for people if they want to go watch it, because he did an interview with Nate's mum, and it is an absolutely amazing interview to watch. I don't want to take it from him, but I will fix the description up later, and I will put that link in there for anyone that wants to go and watch that interview, because he done amazing on that.
Considering Nate's mum wasn't living there at the time, why would she be interviewed?
No. She wasn't living there at the time, but Maxie went and interviewed her after it about things that are happening around the house now.
Okay.
It was about 12 months ago, but yeah, they were just talking about the land and going back to the Indians and everything. It's a really interesting interview to watch.
I'll definitely look into that.
See if I can, as I said, I'll see if he's still got it up, and I'll put it in the description for people so that they can go and watch it.
Another friend, and then she left in the middle of the night. So he's told us 3 different stories. So the neighbor over there said he has a camera that sees out into the street. So sorry, we asked him if he could see if he was able to see if she ever left the house.
All right, that'll work.
Got in someone else's car.
Shannan, are you home?
So there you hear Dita now. So, and this is what I don't get. Like, listen for Dita, because he starts barking a lot and then he stops again, like somebody. And it's just my opinion. Somebody's inside, like trying to quieten him down and keep him quiet.
Exactly, because why wasn't he barking before?
And even when he starts barking, he just sort of stops all of a sudden. And I have a Shih Tzu, and I know that if someone comes near my house, that dog will bark like no tomorrow, and it won't stop unless someone quietens it down.
Yeah.
Police department, if anyone's inside, make yourself known. Police department, if anyone's inside, make yourself known.
And Data's quiet again.
That's what I mean. It's like someone's quietening him down and keeping him.
Yeah,
there's this much commotion, and you got to think. I know not everyone has dogs, but if you've got especially little dogs, they yap a lot. And if there was this much commotion, like if my door was open, as you just saw, they had the door open, but the lock's at the top. If my dog was inside and someone done that, my dog would be at that little crack trying to get out. But you would definitely hear her a lot more, and you just don't. I feel someone's just quietening Dita down at this time, because there's so much commotion around the house. Do you mean we're looking at windows? They look knocking on doors. That dog would be going berserk.
Exactly, and another thing that's really strange. Sorry, the thing that's really strange as well is that when they're doing this welfare check, as you can hear and see, Dita's nowhere to be seen. You can hear him, but you can't see him. But yet, when Chris went for the his lie detector test and stuff, and they went back to the house that night, Dita was running around the house free range. Now, if anyone was at home when Chris left that morning, like he claims, why wasn't Dita allowed to run free like he was able to that night when Chris knew he wasn't going to come home.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Rose has put that. So I will put that in later, but thank you, Rose, for it. Will go in the description as well, though, so people can go and refer to that.
Someone would respond though.
I'll
Hear
then
some
put
kind
it
of
in
noise.
too.
When did you talk to her last, Sandy?
How are you doing?
I don't think Chris is coming. No. That's it like that.
I'll ask a quick question before he comes up and does his all who shaking hand thing. When you look at Chris's truck like that, I'll keep saying this, and I'm sorry for the noise, anybody who's heard me say this repeatedly. Chris's truck there, to me, looks grey.
Mm-hmm.
It might be my eyes playing tricks on me, but and the
Like
next door, yeah, and yet the next door neighbour who saw that car for X amount of time said it was grey. When the girl came over and babysat, she said it was brown. How is it that someone saw it that one time, said it was brown, but every other person known to mankind just about says it was grey?
Yeah. And
So
I
that's
do
why
want to point out, Chris is about to walk up. I want people to really look at his shirt because I believe he's hiding something in his shirt. My opinion is that it was Shannan's phone, but we don't know. But I still do. If you look when Chris walks up, it's on his right side. You will see just under his breast where it looks like there's something under his shirt. What's really strange.
Exactly. And it's the shape of a phone. It's not like it's like a corset or so to flatten his stomach even more because he doesn't need that. But it looks, to me personally, in my opinion, it looks like the shape of a phone. And it's strange how when they tried ringing Shannan's phone before, like Nicole Atkinson claims she tried to ring it, wouldn't answer. There was no answer, nothing. But yet when the police officer then tried to ring it, he said that it wasn't doing anything. There was no ringing or anything. Very odd.
Someone's got the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And here he comes.
I'm here. Hang on. Yeah, keep me on the phone. Okay, get Matt on the phone.
Scott, how you doing?
So just there, I feel you can see something under there.
How's it going? So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that,
She would drive? Okay.
And this is another part. What is he getting out of the car? Because he's just used a remote to open the door. Now, if it was, do you mean I always put myself in the situation to try and work out how the feelings was? But I know if that was my husband, he would not be going through a car looking for things or doing anything. You'd go into the house and look for your partner.
Exactly. And the thing, if you look up at the top of the garage door, a light came on. So when you look at it as it's opening, it's really, really dark. And I'm just curious how Nicole Atkinson knew that the baby seats weren't in the car, how she knew that they, you know what I mean? Like, to me, and if you look at the windows, they look very heavily tinted.
Yeah.
So I don't know how she would have known that the seats were in the car or on the floor of the garage. I'd love to know how she knew that without any lights going on in there at all. Because you see the light coming on, where you see the light, it's on. So very strange.
Definitely getting something out of that car.
I believe it's the key to the bathroom, personally.
That's
me. went and checked his camera and he said that a white car drove away at 1. It was me though. That was me. I dropped her off.
That was the last action on my camera.
Okay. That's throughout the whole day, or?
Besides Chris leaving?
Well, yeah.
What about can there's no way you can look for the day? During the daytime?
What? Frantic. The girl's car seats are in the car too. So she left with the friend. She would have took the car seats.
I can go look if he doesn't find her.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Huh? Chris is in the house. We're standing outside of the police office. Can we go in the house?
We can.
I mean, that's up to him. It's his house. If you guys.
Nikki, I'll give you permission to walk in my daughter's house.
I just want to point out there, I'm just going to go back a little bit. Hang on. I want you to listen to Sandy. Now, I understand as a mum because I would be doing the same thing, get in that house, find my daughter. But if you listen, Sandy actually says to Nicole that it's her daughter's house, she can go in. But as the police do say, they need it from the homeowner. So they needed Chris's permission, not Sandy's there. So just listen for the call because it's on the call.
We can.
I mean, that's up to him. It's his house. If you guys.
Nikki, I'll give you permission to walk in my daughter's house.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay.
Such a beautiful home.
You checked upstairs? She's not there. I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around?
And again here, you're in the house, like you would be yelling out. No one's yelling out to her. No one's, do you mean even the kids? They're not yelling out for the kids. They're just walking around like it's a visit day or something.
Okay, thanks. Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine.
Where will that carry on when they're knocking?
Hey,
Where was all that carrying on of the dog when they were knocking at the door?
he was down in the basement, but I still think you should have heard him because we heard him before when they were knocking. Mm. Yes, the dogs could talk. I so wish he could. I just want to pause. Maxie's here now. Thank you so much for coming in, Maxie. I've just been telling them of the interview, and I hope you don't mind. I'm not playing it, but I want to put the link. We've shared it in the chat, but we're also going to put the link in the description so that people can come over and watch the interview you did with Nate's mum. He's also been to... He's done a lot of paranormals at the house, what are worth watching, and he's also done some out at Survey. So for people who don't know this case, please take the time to go over. I will put the link in the description. Please take the time to go over and check Maxie out because he has done some amazing videos on this case.
Yeah.
Can one of my mods just put Maxi's link again in the chat for everybody, please? Thanks. Rose did it. Thank you. Thank you.
Go for it.
I'm always looking at these stairs.
I'm checking the house. Looking set. Oh. Well. Any friends she would be hanging out with?
I mean,
I know. I guess her parents are out of state.
Across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening. She can play there. Cool. All the girls with Yankees are gone.
The other thing that gets me too is, so Nicole Atkinson actually has her little girl with her, and the fact that she is just running around this house, because you've got to still remember, at the time, no one knows what's happened. So what if one of them, do you know what I mean, was hurt or something and laying down in one of these rooms, that they're just letting the kids and everybody just run all over this house? It's crazy.
It's very much.
Sorry to do it.
No, it's all right. I was just agreeing with you.
Nothing else appears to be missing though. Just stuff you'd take for a quick trip.
Her phone's here? Her phone's here.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home.
She works. This is her lifeline. So yeah, that thing turns back on, it's gonna start blowing up. Oh yeah, trust me.
It was shut down.
She's in the play, right?
And this is what I find weird too, that Chris doesn't actually know, because she changed it. He doesn't know the password to her phone, because you actually hear Nicole give it to him soon.
Well, it was originally under the pillow on the couch. You know her passcode?
I don't know her passcode.
It used to be 2385, but now it's 6 digits.
It's the baby's due date.
131.
Okay, so she said she didn't know, but she knew it was the baby's due date.
Very strange.
What does she do for work?
She works a direct sales company called Drive.
Thank you, Maxie, for coming.
How often does her blood sugar drop low?
Cassie, her friend in Arizona, said that that's the first time that's ever happened.
She normally has migraines, like a while ago, but she had them a lot this weekend.
Okay.
So Cassie's a nurse, so she figured it was because her blood pressure sugar was dropping.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't eating her normal that she normally eats. Like she takes a couple bites and said she was full.
Okay.
And she takes.
She doesn't ever black out or have
No,
seizures or anything like
no,
that.
I mean, long time ago. She had a car wreck, and I believe that's what happened. But Imitrex is something she takes for migraine. She took more Imitrex this last month than she ever had before, but that's just because she was in North Carolina with the humidity and everything like that. She was there for 6 weeks, and we got back Monday or Tuesday, and then she flew out to Arizona Friday morning, and then she got back last night about 2 a.m. The flight got delayed. She left about 11. She got here at 2.
Okay.
And I went to work this morning about 5:15, 5:30.
What do you do?
I work at oil and gas in Anadarko.
What do you do for them?
Operator.
Long days then?
Yeah, I'd definitely still be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always a long day, especially in that heat.
He doesn't even look worried.
There's no like off text messages unless.
Can you look at your camera to see from your security system to see when she left?
It's unless they left out the front door.
Because you told me that she went on a play date with the girls, and then
That's what she told me.
Addie said you told her that
Yeah, she went with some friends. She went to go to a friend's house with the kids. That's why I knew they weren't at school.
Addie said you told her that she left in the middle of the night.
Oh no, she didn't leave in the middle of the night. No.
Yeah.
So, if I don't know if you've heard that bit, but Nicole just said that Chris had told her that she had gone on a play date with friends, but then Chris had told Addie, who is another friend that you'll hear about through the case, that she left in the middle of the night. So already we have 2 stories of what's going on.
Hmm.
Where do you get to go to school at?
Primrose and Mr. Ridge. Okay. Hey. Yeah. No. Yeah, she said she was at her friend's house. That's what she told me she was going to do.
Nicholas.
I have no clue at whatsoever why she wouldn't take her cell phone. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. She didn't leave out the front door, I can't see it. Well, yeah, I can look at that and see. But it's so random because it goes off and on here lately. It gets false trips because it told me it was open when I got here. I know it doesn't make any sense at all. I'm not at lost for. I don't know where she's at, where the kids are at. Hello?
I don't see her purse, but she's in
Yeah. Only people that are out of state that she would contact would be in Arizona, be catching Josh, and she's not there.
Another thing I don't get to is we have seen and you continually see Nicole go into the main bedroom, yet it's when Chris goes in that he sees the ring. So if the ring was just sitting, because for Jenna and people that don't know, they find the ring on the bed, or Chris finds the ring on the bedside table. But if you'd noticed that Nicole has actually walked in there numerous times looking around, why didn't she see the ring on the table?
The guy with the camera said nobody left the house during the day. The only people that showed up in the driveway and entered it were us.
I can look. What's that?
your neighbor's camera.
Your neighbor, yes, cameras, he said that the only people that left the house were you in the morning and then drove or shut and then
That's all he has.
I dropped her off.
Okay. But who left and then just. Okay. I'll see if I can get on that USA app or Chase app, see if I can get on it, please. I'll see. I will. Alright, thank you.
I would have loved to have known what Sandy was saying to him then.
Dispatch, Rick 91. cancel medical if they're staged.
Yeah, the phone was found in the lounge. So was the watch, I think, if I believe. The watch was down in the lounge after it too.
Yeah, the watch was found a few days later, I think on a Tuesday.
So I'm just going to stop it so I can tell you. So about the ring, Jenna, her wedding ring was found on her bedside table by Chris. He does bring it out, but that's what I'm just trying to say. Have a look how many times Nicole Atkinson actually goes into that room, that if it was just sitting on the bedside table, she would have seen it by now.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I fully agree, Sherry.
So what time do you work?
Usually, once I get to work, it's like 6:30 to 3:30, 4 o'clock.
You usually work nights or days?
Days.
What time do you leave the day?
What time I leave there?
Here.
Usually between 5:30 and 6.
Right. And was Shannan here then?
Yes. Yeah, she was still in bed.
Does she usually watch the kids, or you have daycare watch them?
She usually watches the kids if they're not at school.
Okay.
At the pool?
Yeah.
The little rec center thing right here?
There's a pool right down there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been here for like off and on for 3 hours. Did nothing.
Alright, I can run down there and check.
I don't think it's open.
You guys having any kind of issues, marital issues, or?
We're going through separation.
You are? Did you guys file it yet or anything, or just talking about it?
No, we're gonna sell the house and do a separation.
And how's that going?
It's going
Civil for the most
civil,
part, or? Does your wife go to that swimming pool often, or
it just depends. I mean, on a hot day like this, I would say no.
Madison. I know. He loves to play with her. She's playing all the time when we come over.
And just there, you hear her call Madison. That's again what I'm saying. Why are they not calling for Shannan and the kids? Like, if you're doing, I mean, you're not knowing where they are, I would be screaming their names out.
Exactly.
Night, Rose. Thank you for coming. Mm.
It says at 5:27 a.m. the overhead garage door 2 was left open and never shut.
The question is as well, when Paul was on the phone to Shannan's parents, how come he didn't ask them if Shannan was with them?
Well, the parents are in North Carolina.
Yeah, I know, but if you remember, he asked Chris, he goes, oh, could the grandparents come and got them? And he goes, oh, well, no, they're overseas. But Nicole was on the phone to them. That's when he could have said to them, hey, is Shannan with you?
Yeah.
But he waits until he asks Chris.
So either like when I pulled away and shut the door, it never shut. It was shut when you got here. So either the sensor was tripping out, which has happened before. I've had to replace it 2 weeks ago before I left. It says the basement door was left open at 5:26. Visitor checked at 1:48. That's when she got home. And then the visitor checked at 12:10. That was when you came.
Were you able to pull up the video at the 12:10? See, was it front door?
At 12:10, that was Nikki.
That was you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ed was beeping at me out in the field.
I think this is where he brings the ring out. Mm.
And why does he go straight to Nicole?
Yeah. I know he can't stay off his phone.
Does she
No,
do
of
her
course he
work
can't.
from a laptop, or is it just
Phone.
just from the phone?
What about your bank account?
I tried it. Her logins are different than mine. I don't.
It's not a joint account.
It's a joint account, but like she controls all of it. Like she doesn't let me do the finances because I was pretty horrible back in the day, so she just kind of handles all that and she does it. And I have the apps on my phone, but I don't have her login to get into it.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Can you log into your account though?
I can. No, I don't have like we don't have a laptop, but she has the one downstairs still. But her login is different. Her login, I don't know her login. Like I know the password, but I don't know her login for the user ID is gonna be. It's always the same password, 4281915 capital SW. But it's just a matter of getting the login.
Right, if she's getting gas or...
Yeah, somewhere.
What days does she typically do work?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, always.
What was the name of the company again?
Level. Level.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they based out of?
Texas. But they don't have like a they don't have like an office. It's just all this stuff.
Does she have someone that she reports to though?
She has her leaders, but they're both in northeast part of the country. Like that, she has Addie Maloney. She has Amanda Aikman. She has Sam Paisley.
Okay. What, do you have her phone number? Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say her last name was? There was no note or anything by the wedding ring?
But hang on a second. Shannan wasn't wearing the wedding ring for quite a while because she's saying her fingers got too fat for the wedding ring. So by her, because I think there's footage of when she's in North Carolina airport and she's not wearing her ring then either.
Well, I haven't heard that, but I would agree because I know myself, like especially at that time of the month, my fingers do swell. Weather is another thing that makes mine swell, and there's times where I can't get my rings off. So I actually take not my wedding ring, but I'll take my other rings off for the same reason, because my hand will swell. But still, I still think, Nicole, do you know what I mean? There's even the officer that everyone went into that room. Someone could have seen that ring before Chris did, because it was ages before they found it. But I believe Chris had it in his pocket and put it there, or just came out with it.
Was any of her clothes, anything like that missing?
Mm.
It didn't look like she went through and packed up
No, I
a
mean,
bag or
this,
anything.
This and all that on the bottom, so it'd be kind of hard to tell if she took a little bit, or I mean, it'd be easy to tell if she took a lot, but it's hard to tell if she took a little bit or not.
Okay. Did she tell you anything about leaving, moving out?
Not moving out. I mean, the last time I talked to her was this morning. She said she's going to take the kids.
I just got to take a minute to say how much I want this wardrobe. How big is it? Mine's really tiny. I love the wardrobes they have.
Friend's house. That's where she was going to be. And then.
So, do you want to?
So I was just going to say, it's funny how he follows him into the wardrobe to talk to him, but yet going into a bedroom that he doesn't even, Chris himself doesn't even turn on a light, and he doesn't, the detective or whoever this clown is, doesn't follow him into that room, but it's specifically considering the fact you can tell by the tone and the voice of the cop that he's actually starting to suspect Chris, but yet he doesn't follow Chris into any room but the closet.
Mm.
You got to ask yourself, why is that? You know, I know that's probably a really sad, pathetic, observation, but
you look at all of it, but yeah.
No, because I'm noticing a lot more, because not mentioning anything, but you actually play more in one hit and then talk about it rather than just play 20 seconds and then, you know what I mean? It's good.
Yeah.
I've texted her today. I've never heard anything. But the car's here.
Right.
Here. Unless somebody came and picked her up. But the people that I know, nobody's heard from her. Nobody's seen her.
Right. Who do you guys bank with?
Chase and USA.
My first question to that would be why?
Hey.
My first question would be, like, if someone's asking me, who do you bank with? I'll be like, why? Like, I understand he needs to know that, but if it's just a missing person and I was suspected of any foul play to someone, I would be asking why, asking for my banking details. I know they need to.
Well, they'd be wanting to check to see if she had drawn out of it that day.
Oh,
but
yeah,
as far
true.
as it says he doesn't have any, he doesn't know how to get into his bank. Like, for an adult, who wouldn't want to be able to get hold of their money, especially considering he had a full-time job, Jim, and you'd want to be able to get to your money.
Exactly.
So I don't believe
you've
that
got to be able to access it, so you know, okay, so I've got Shannan's given me a budget of, say, $100 a week to spend on whatever I want. I would personally want to be able to keep track of what I'm spending and what I've spent it on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, yeah, it's just weird.
Even if it was just petrol or emergencies, the fact that he doesn't know
Didn't
how
have
to get
access. Well,
as an
Chris is only
adult,
5 years old.
know where your finances are and what they are.
Exactly. And wouldn't you want to sit down with your wife and go over it and
Yeah.
say, okay, this is how much we have to spend on the mortgage, this is how much we spend on daycare, this is how much we spend on groceries, and Chris, this is our free money.
Yeah.
Whether she did that or not, I don't know. No disrespect to Shannan or anything, but if I had a husband like Chris, I'd say, right, considering you're a spendaholic, sit down with me. We've got to work out our budget to the T.
Yeah.
Definitely an odd one.
I'm just glad you're here, Tammie.
Like the normal route that she would be.
Where does she normally go to?
I mean, just like drive where like she would normally take the kids to school. People that I know that live down.
Sorry, is that the bathroom door?
I mean, that's the only.
Or is that the bedroom door?
No, she really take.
She go to their house frequently.
I think it's going into the main bedroom, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Sorry, because I was just going to say, if that's the bathroom door, it's interesting
They're in
how.
the bathroom. They're in his, like, the ensuite, because you can see the sinks behind it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, no, because I'm just saying, because there's a door that he stands near quite a lot and does quite a bit of talking, and you'll notice that his pitch changes when he goes near any closed door. His pitch, Chris's pitch, that is, changes from going kind of quiet, and then he's a bit louder.
And I also want to point out, so between Bella and Cece's rooms was a Jack and Jill bathroom. And at this time, that bathroom is still locked. So no one's actually even been in. So not every room has been checked because that Jack and Jill bathroom is still locked at the moment.
And not much, but. Hey. I'm still talking to the officer right now. Okay, bye. I will, definitely. Alright, bye. Sorry about that. That was wrong. When you think it's smart, just drive around, see if I mean.
Probably not, because, I mean, you don't know what car she's in, where she's at. I mean, obviously, you're not going to see her car that's here.
If I was the cop, I'd say, yeah, get off your ass and get out there looking. Doesn't matter where she is or what car she's in, go out and look.
What else do you think I could do?
Yeah.
Just wait for her here?
Well, I've got my detective coming, just because this is kind of an odd situation. See if we can try to get her pinpointed down, find a friend or something.
Okay.
He may have you call the bank.
Okay. Hey, sir, it's Chris Watt. Not too bad. Have you heard from Shannan today? No, I have not. I was just, you're my last person to call. So I'm just, all right. I don't want to make you nervous or anything, but I'll keep you close.
I don't want to make you nervous.
Okay.
Did they do track records on who Chris was calling these times?
Not all the phones
are in the.
So most of them are, but not all of them. There are missing ones. And I've turned it recovery out and gone over it and over it.
You okay?
Yeah, I don't want to answer. Because she's smelly. She go funny? You need a new diaper? Yeah? Alright, good.
Yes,
How long
that
you been
was
in oil field?
like back in here.
Since 2015, well, Anarco 2015 January, Covenant year before that. After that, I worked on cars for 11 years.
You liking it?
I love the fact
You did
that
an amazing job. The house is
tunnel
absolutely beautiful.
That's what I left it for. Left car business for.
Right.
It was
Really disappointed they painted over all those beautiful colours though.
repetitive as far as the same stuff over and over, just doing that all the time.
Right.
It's a lot of lifting, but other than that, it's perfect for what I do. It gives me time with the kids. Like I used to be on it every day, on 6 days.
I could just say something. Sorry, keep interrupting.
Are you all right?
Am I the only person who now just wants to be like, say, I don't know, someone that can just give Chris a shove? Am I the only one that wants to do that? Sorry, that's probably very inappropriate, and I'm very sorry if that was upsetting to anyone in chat and you, Aussie. But I just wanted to.
No. And another thing, like, it's just it blows my mind. I don't know.
No.
Right.
Give her a break.
Okay. When he left in that
Does she have
morning,
any medical condition?
when he left in the morning, he was wearing a dark shirt and dark pants. Now, when you're working out on the field, as someone who knows someone who used to work out in the field in the mines, there was nowhere to really change. There was nowhere to change. And if you look at it, Survey, there would be nowhere he could possibly change his clothes. So my question is, where are your clothes you're wearing to work, Chris?
Yeah.
I would be taking them. I don't even believe they were even taken in as evidence at all. Because if they had actually taken the clothes he was wearing to work as evidence first thing in the morning when he left to go to work, where are the clothes from there? Why would they like Shannan's clothes were taken in as evidence, her bra, her underwear, her t-shirt, everything like that was taken in as evidence, but where are Chris's clothes that he wore to work that day? Because if he was wearing that same top, A, why isn't it dirty? And B, how come it came up on Nate's footage that it was a dark black or dark blue kind of top?
He definitely got changed.
Yeah, but where?
I know.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm so sorry.
Bye, Van. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you get some rest, my darling.
Yes, Van, please rest and rug up and sweat it out as much as you possibly can. That might not help, I don't know. But please get well soon, Dove.
I will call you later, Van.
Other than lupus?
Fibromyalgia, rosacea. She thought she had RA, but she took a lot of medication in North Carolina. She stopped a bunch of it when she moved here. But she has some flare-ups here and there.
When did she move here?
When she moved here in 2012.
Okay. No, like recent, is she taking any kind of medication?
Imitrex for migraines and some Monteg class for like allergies and stuff like that.
Okay.
And some stuff for nausea.
No, nothing's changed as far as medication-wise?
No, not that I know of.
7-1, as I said before, I don't know if you were here earlier when we were talking about Maxie, but if you want to see the paranormal side of this case, as I said, I'm going to put Maxie's link in the description because he has done some amazing things at the house to show you the paranormal side of this one.
Any kind of behavioral changes, anything like that recently?
Going through a separation. That's the only behavior changes I've seen. Just more emotional. When we talk, you know.
Okay. Tell him I'll be there in just a minute.
So this is where they're going into Nate's to look at the footage.
What's that?
Nothing on there. You just have my camera. Lay down.
Loaded my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I had from the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping into rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Is this on continually recording?
Yep. Well,
it's not. Is it motion or is it?
Event.
Okay, so it's motion.
Any motion event that happens, I get cars driving
from this street, from this street. And this is him at 517.
Usually park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier to lug everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
You can really see he's freaking out there, can't you? Like, what's going to come next?
Oh, what's going to happen to me? Arrest me.
And I do know, like a little bit earlier, when they said about Nate having the footage, that Chris was like making it like he didn't know about the cameras. But just before it, Chris was saying that, I don't know if it was everyone, but Chris was saying that there was things being stolen. So he actually had spoke to Nate about the cameras and finding out the view, because he was parking his car to make sure that it was in the view of the cameras.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
My detective just showed up, so he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there was any sort of action out there,
His cameras,
I would have got it.
like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that. And I had parked my truck
I
up
had
here.
it parked right here.
Yeah. So someone,
See if
I could
anything
see where someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there.
Probably Nicole Kessinger.
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
Yeah,
have
if it
got
would
it.
have been like right in that area, it should have picked.
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
You know where that tree there too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. But like, you'll see this car.
Mm-hmm. It's another one I've always asked that
You
question.
can see this car starting to drive down the street.
That one.
It's just questions that one.
See what I'm saying? It picked up
All the
all these
houses in the area would have had cameras. Why it was only Nate's that they got.
Exactly.
Nextdoor.
I hate to be rude before you press play again. I actually have to go. Sorry.
Yeah,
But thank you so much. I'll be up next Wednesday if you want me to be, and we'll go over more of this. But thank you so much for letting me come up here. And
thank
you
you. Thank you for coming to help me with that, Tammie.
You're very welcome. You just let me know when you want me to pop back up, and I'll be here for you.
All right, my darling.
All right,
Thank
take care. Thanks, people in chat. Bye.
There we go.
Talking about dispatcher. It'll be code 4.
Yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a your turn. So, unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel. But yeah, I got nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
It's funny that it took till the baby came up on the screen as well for him to mention that she was pregnant, because she was 15 weeks pregnant.
14, 15 weeks. That's why her friend said it was low blood sugar.
And see, I've got her friend leaving out here at 2 in the morning, I think. My camera. Did you go check if anything missing around your house?
There wasn't nothing, but all the old blankies. That's about it. And then her lawyer was on the nightstand. Her phone was still there.
She dropped her off at 1 in the morning, right?
My doorbell said 1:48. She came in.
This is her February May at 1:48.
So as soon as it picks up motion, it'll like back off. Okay. I thought she.
That was the start of the video.
Yep.
1:48
in the morning.
I didn't pick her up going into the house though.
It didn't. And I usually pick him up when he comes walking through here. I pick him up. So it doesn't show her walking into the house.
Later on, I will be going in and showing the footage of what they're looking at on the TV as well. A bit later, we'll have a closer look at that. But I swear those trees in between the two houses must be the most hated trees out there when we go through that.
Or she would have walked by, but we just saw him. That's funny. Okay. The other dogs.
You just see the worry on his face.
Yeah.
And you know it's still live because it's flagging me.
How long does it typically record for?
30 seconds, I believe, at a time. But this is at 1:48, and then the next one I have is in at 5 whatever. So nothing, no cars came through, because I guarantee, with the headlights, it picks up the headlights automatically.
And my Vivint said that at 5:27, my garage door was left open. But that could have been the sensor as well. It says it was shut during the day, but I think when Nikki's son, he may try to move the door around, maybe when they were trying to get in the door, in the garage door, and it probably broke the laser there. That's because my alarm started going off.
Well, I know he said the front door he tried going in, but he had the lock up.
That's for
so
the
that
kids,
set
so
it
they
off,
don't get out.
right?
And our remote on the outside doesn't work anymore. It got wet and the whole radio on the ground.
So yeah, that was it.
All right, appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Hopefully something comes up here.
Mind if you just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick. No.
He's never taken, he's never rocking back and forth, and if you look, he never loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he came from right here. It looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past.
I will, Jenna, we will be doing one later where we actually have footage of what's on the TV. So we'll be having a closer look at what they're looking at, because there is a lot of evidence that's being shown on that.
Are you able to record this?
I'd have to call Comcast so I can get him to do whatever. But watch, you'll see him get out. And he walks back and forth a couple times. To be completely honest with you, my wife and I were kind of wondering when she was on vacation if something happened, because I've heard them full out screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, and he gets crazy.
Does he? And that's pretty recently?
Yeah. I'm guessing that's why she went and visited people, is because she wanted to get away from the situation.
Do you have your ID handy?
I also find it funny here that Nicole Kessinger's son there just walks straight into the house. Like, do you know what I mean? This is Nate's home now. It's not Shannan. So for him just to walk in, it's bizarre.
I just don't understand why he keeps explaining himself over and over, what he's getting exactly, what he's doing exactly, because that's not him. He's usually really quiet.
Well, if you look, that's the back of his truck. That's that. He has right here. He has a flat pen on it.
Yeah.
He took the flat pen off when I was looking at the truck.
Well, that was always back there.
Well, yeah, but this is.
That's a good question.
It's your phone number.
So we've got to remember that Shannan was away that weekend at the convention for Thrive, and before that she was at North Carolina for 6 weeks. So it does make you wonder if he was hearing arguments and fighting, whether it was NK and Chris.
303-905-7885. He'd be fine.
That's Nick, so that's Nicole Atkinson's son.
Right.
The one in the red shirt is Nicole Atkinson's son.
I've never seen him. If he loads his stuff, he normally just walks back and forth, because I get him on camera.
What does he usually load up?
All he usually has is a lunch box and a book bag, looks like a computer, and usually a water jug. That's it. But the fact that he was in here and explaining to it over and over and over,
Well, odd.
he doesn't look worried. He looks like he's trying to cover his tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if he's loading his stuff, why isn't he walking back and forth? But I can't see what he's doing in the back of the truck because he pulled into the garage. And he knows my camera's there.
Any other neighbors have cameras around here, you know?
I'm sure a bunch of them do, but not that I know of.
Okay.
You guys looking out.
Hey, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
I'll do a search here in a minute.
All these Fords kept coming up missing, so we moved in here. I put this in. And like you said, someone was breaking into it. He said that someone was breaking into his toolboxes of his truck. So I told him he can park his truck out there in case they saw something. Diesel, I know you want to go play with the baby so bad.
Her mom was texting me that we were going to have a GPS tracker truck that we're going to where he goes.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Don't you think it's, look at the
I know, I'm
Kinda
trying
odd.
not to.
No, I'm
do
just
that.
saying it's kind of odd that he pulls his truck back behind my camera. The cutoff, the truck's in the garage right now. And he never backs his truck into the
That's
driveway
what her
ever.
friend Christina was doing.
Diesel.
Got her next. She's like, he never backs his truck up. Her mom said it too. She's like, he carries his stuff out in the house. He
Yep.
doesn't back his truck up.
Well, I have him on camera doing it when he does it. Because when he was parking his truck over here, the other thing was odd is while she was gone, he kept parking his truck and her car over here. And I used to see him walk out of his house right
He
here.
took the car out of the garage?
Oh, the car was parked over there for a long time, like a couple days.
This is past weekend?
No.
It was when she was gone for the 6 weeks.
Oh,
But I thought it was kind of odd that he never parked in front of here or right here. He said someone broke into his truck and he parked over here. I have no idea. Hey, he's acting so suspicious. He's normally, you can ask them, he's normally quiet, real subdued. He's over here telling you 3 times what he took out, what he did, what he did, what he did. He's very, he never talks. So the fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
yeah, but I mean, you put yourself in his situation.
Oh, I agree.
You know, anyone's going to be nervous. You don't know what to do.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying the way he told you 3 times what he brought with him, why is he telling you exactly what he brought with him instead of saying, oh, they didn't see anybody out here, he didn't see anybody doing anything? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he so worried about you knowing what he's carrying out? That's all I'm saying.
The detective's talking to him.
What's that?
The detective's talking to him.
He's talking to him right now? Okay.
Chris? Yeah. Hey, are you okay if we just walk through for a minute? And then look at her phone if it's still up there?
Yeah, okay. I guess.
What's this door right here go to? It's locked. Do you have a key for it?
So this is the Jack and Jill bathroom we were talking about.
They wake up, they'll just go right here and just play in the bathtub. Yeah.
Well, that's private.
So you normally, yeah, no.
So you normally keep it locked?
Yeah, because they would go in there, they'd be in soap. Like last time we had Vaseline everywhere.
Yeah.
So that was not fun.
So does she normally make the beds, the kids' beds?
No.
No. Okay. This all looks normal to you. Does it look like this maybe in a rush or?
This is about
Normal.
Like when kids go get up first.
Get up,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they'll just kind of like look around.
Sure.
Just go get hurt.
Sure. Okay. All right.
We don't wake up till they wake up.
You will catch on, Jenna. I'll fill you in, but yeah, as we go along, you'll start to recall all these names.
Yeah, he said he did.
Even the look on the detective's face there just says it all.
We're going to try. All right. All right. Yep. We'll keep that in mind. All right, thanks. Bye. Did you tell your mother-in-law that she went to a friend's today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? What friend?
So she went to a friend's house, so that's all I knew.
Who was she supposed to go to?
That's all she told me. She said she was going to a friend's house to take the kids.
When did she tell you that?
This morning, when we were talking about 4 and 5 o'clock.
I think every time I watch this, I pick up
The
new
stuff she
things.
had last night.
Yep. What's this? This is. Oh, that's just some Antarctica stuff. Is that your stuff? Yeah, that's the stuff I was going to give to some people because they don't fit me anymore. Oh, these are your jeans? Yeah. It was like 38s. They're way too big now.
So the funny thing is that was a bag of clothes, and I believe Chris was talking to him to stop him from going through those clothes because in my opinion, I don't think they were Chris's, but Chris is saying they were just some clothes that had to go.
Okay, well, give us a call or anybody if you hear anything from her. Otherwise, I'm going to start putting together just in case we need to pull the trigger for a missing person. Yeah, I'm going to try to run some things down using her phone and then see if we can't find somebody. If nobody's heard anything at all, then we'll probably pull the trigger a little bit quicker and go that route. So, I mean, you can do that now. You know, there's no reason. I mean, as far as like walking through fields and stuff like that, I don't know.
I mean, like a hospital.
You can do that now. If you guys want to start that, there's no reason you can do that right now.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, but the other things I'm going to do is a little more detailed as far as digging into friends and addresses and things like that. But by all means, yeah, if you want to call hospitals and hotels even, see if she's checked in anywhere, whatever. But all right, I'll start with the friends list of maybe friends either one of you know about. So
I called everybody that I know that she would
that
call
she
and
would
talk
know.
to.
Okay. All right.
And she has one of those numbers.
Yeah. I've got some of these. So. Okay. Want to talk before we go?
What about bank account checking into that? Do we need account numbers or anything, or have him call?
Yeah, find any credit cards. That's why I was asking about the credit cards if there are any missing, but none of yours are missing either.
Cash? She usually carry cash with her, or no?
Cash I gave her yesterday
Still in there.
Okay.
Because I paid her for the hotel because I'm a client and I paid her cash for it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I got your numbers, so we'll be in touch. Maybe one of us will be in touch as we go things like this. There's some things we have to do before we go just flat out missing person. Stuff to do.
Is it good or bad that you know my son? I just have to ask.
I know everyone.
He knows a lot.
Comes with the job.
Yeah. Good or bad?
No, he's not a bad thing. He's friendly.
Well, good or bad, I get to contact everyone eventually.
Okay.
So if it does go missing person, we like set up like a commands, I'm not sure like how that works.
No, actually it's really not.
And when we were talking about Nate being a nosy neighbor, this is one thing I find funny. If you actually look there through the door, Nate's standing there. Like, why isn't he coming in? Why is he just standing at the doorway? It's another question I've always had.
Not that. Okay. Yeah, it's really not like that. What it'll be is in the computer system, so when she pops up somewhere, and then on top, everybody looking around, asking around. So really what it is we're going to go back and do now will be part of that process, the missing persons process, just because we want to find out where she at if the kiddo was involved too. So they definitely want to run that part.
Is this a pretty current picture?
No.
No?
I've got one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
no Facebook is full. So.
Okay.
So that's where we're starting, and then like I said, what we do is we're going to start calling around by all means.
And that's just about the end of that one. Okay. So, as I said, I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday. I'm going to leave it there for now. We do have some more body cams to go through, and then we'll do the one of Nate's footage, and then we'll start going through the interviews. Marcy, if you would like to come up one Wednesday or Tuesday for you, it's totally up to you. I would love to have you on if you want to come and tell us a bit more about Shannan and who she was. My email is in my about section. If you want to email me and get in touch and we can organize that, I would love to have you on. Other than that, as I said, next week we'll come back and we'll just keep going through it bit by bit. And I'm still looking at it. Like, I have my own opinions, but every time I look at this case, do you know what I mean? You see new things, and it was never taken to trial because Chris confessed this case was never taken to trial. So even if someone says their opinion, they're not right or wrong. Do you know what I mean? No one's right or wrong on this. It didn't go to a trial, and Chris did confess to the murders. So we will go through all that. We'll go through all the interviews. I still pick up things every time I watch it to what I didn't see. So, again, I want to thank everybody for coming. Jenna, I will fill you in a little bits, but as we go along, you will catch on to what we're all saying. A lot of us have looked at this case for the last 3 years, so do you know what I mean? We know what's coming up. But as I said, open minds, you were always going to pick up something different. But I do have to go because my son's support's about to finish. But I do thank everybody for coming, and I hope I see you all here next week. Bye.